Kristi Feist with Payday. Today, I'm just going to walk through how your current payroll service provider can help facilitate success within your multi-site facility. The biggest challenge that we see with multi-site providers is there is not 27 best ways to do something. You know, when employees leave, they tend to train the incoming employee on their worst habits or possibly their easiest habits. The biggest thing when you're trying to streamline processes is to make sure there is one best way across the board. We receive tons of questions for employers that continuously acquire additional locations, additional sites, and really not having that communication channel within their service bureau to say, hey, we've got another site. Every implementation then becomes a brand new implementation as if they've never dealt with your organization. Work with your service provider to put a plan in place. It should not be rocket science. If you're working with 20 locations and you're onboarding your 21st location, they should know your template. They should know how to set you up, what your priorities are, and they should also spend time understanding how they want you to train your staff as they come in and those jobs become open and really a critical piece to the organization. Some success tips in working with your service provider for onboarding new sites would be to walk through your process from hire to retire. You're going to want to look at the onboarding, the handbook. You are going to want to check into state compliance and make sure that everything is fine based on the state, the town, or even the county that you're in. But walk through that process from onboarding to payroll to overtime. What does that business structure look like? Are you doing performance reviews? All of that should be cookie cutter. And what you should spend time on after you get the first initial implementation underway is just managing the exceptions for the new entity. One example that I would provide in dealing with multi-site functionality, and using Payday as the example, we have intentionally made the decision to focus on streamlining those processes. We excel in multi-work site functionality. We understand that there's an HR component, we understand the payroll component, and we understand there's a benefits component. So one area that you really want to hone in on is putting together all three of those pieces. Multi-work site functionality is not easy, but it can be provided the right communications take place. A hard part in streamlining functionality across multi-site workforce really comes down to the employees and the people that you hire. A lot of times, if the office manager is not on board and they want to continue doing what they've always done, your results aren't going to change. So be inclusive of the team. Make sure that you provide them the training, or the service bureau provides them the training of what they need to be successful. And if you need to manage the exceptions, that's fine. But the biggest component is when you don't have buy-in from particular employees or staff, but streamlining that so they know that Office A is doing what Office B is. It helps with culture and communication to make sure that you may not want to do this way, but this is what every practice is doing across the board. So the biggest features you're going to want to look for in dealing with a multi-site functionality organization: technology, technology, technology. Technology can be streamlined across the board. It's when you start to use manual processes that there's a deviation from internal best practices. Again, look at your internal process. From the application to the hiring, to the onboarding, to the termination even of the employee, to the offering of benefits, make sure you are utilizing this via technology. Again, manual processes lead to deviations, and it's really hard to streamline human intervention. Is the struggle worth it to outsource for multi-site businesses? Absolutely. You're going to find that your service provider, one, will bring the technology to the table that you need to be successful when streamlining those processes, but you're also going to have an additional resource to help you with compliance, to make sure that you've got it right for the state, the county, the local township that you may be operating in. It absolutely it's worth every penny that you spend. Read this article if the venture of streamlining processes amongst a multi-site organization is in your realm or wheelhouse for the upcoming year. But also download our buyer's guide, because whether you're going to be looking for a new payroll service provider or you want to stick with the existing because you've got a great relationship, this will help you walk through the various components of HCM and HCM software, and will allow you to kind of look at the bigger picture to streamline what your priorities are.